on the Street and Unclaimed Truth. We're going to be here every week to bring you exciting and information that you hopefully never have heard before, make you think about what God did inside of you, and that miracles are happening all around you and through you, that you're a miracle, your family's a miracle, your eyes seeing all they see is a miracle. And then we're going to have testimonies by people that have been saved and healed and made whole, and the glory of God has filled their lives and changed them, and just all about miracles and things that are happy and glorious. And go ahead.
So Miracles on the Street is about you and your miracle.
The power of God within you. And then God, and the reason you have favor with man is because God is all and in all. So He's in every man you come into. Good, bad, ugly, and so the bad attitude, good attitude, that you speak forth, that everyone I run into is going to have a good attitude. I have favor with them, and they have favor with me. And that I'm going to love them. The people that come to my door, I don't even know who's coming to my door. Before they get here, I love them. Before this one pastor said that before he goes and meets with his ex-wife, that he plans it out, that it's going to be a good meeting, that there's going to be favor, that we're going to get along, instead of going in there with all the past angers and hates and the reason you broke up and all that, to go in there and say, this is what I declare is going to happen, and you decide what's going to happen before you get there. Now that, is totally off what we're taught. Psychiatrists stuff say that's just mind over matter and you're just fooling yourself. Well, no. God spoke the worlds into existence. I've said it before, in Isaiah it says He measured the mountains, He measured the oceans, He imagined it. It says in Psalm 139 that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, that He thought about what He was putting in each one of us. Each one of us have what God, He's got different things in Him than I do. You got different things in you than we do. Different parents, different everything. So ideas, the way you were raised. And so God put these things in you to handle the atmosphere that you're in. And so you have different, we have different, but we're all still, it all comes from God. I don't understand it. God is all in all, and God is infinite. He is omnipresent and omniscience, and He knows all. He's everywhere. And yet we say, well, I don't know about that, if God's really in everybody. They didn't say the prayer. And it's like, so you say a prayer that you accept Jesus as Lord, and everything is just fine and dandy. But basically they're saying you're going to get your butt kicked until you go to heaven. Well, no, you create your own world by putting, loving things into your world. Think on these things in Philippians. Whatever things are true, whatever things are pure, whatever things are of good report. That's not mind over matter. That's what the Word says to do, to be positive.
Well, it says that the word that you speak is life and death. So you can either speak life into your world or you can speak death into your world. They're going to bring in results. And I remember that the Bible paints a picture with the Word, and there's lots of stories in the Word, and what He was saying about prayer. Jesus is a story in the New Testament that says that Jesus, the Christ, went into the Garden of Gethsemane, and He prayed. And He prayed. And like Don said, it sets the stage for everything that's going to take place in that day. And Jesus would pray so He knew who He was going to minister to. He knew who was going to cross His path, or whose path He was going to cross. So He knew exactly what He was going to do in that day. And we always ask questions, well, why did He go through, there was the bath, what was the name of that, the columns, and the people were in
Pool of Bethesda.
Yeah, in the pool. Why did Jesus, if He hadn't already prayed, go through all the people and go through this crippled, or this man sitting at the edge of the pool and begin to minister to him? Because Jesus already knew the plans for that day.
He stepped over all these other sick people.
And so the Word says, we talked about it just before we came on the air this morning, God is no respecter of persons. We are all created in His image. And what were a couple of those scriptures? Because we were tying it together this morning. We got up to John 3:16, but you said some things prior to that all men, not the chosen, not we've heard it said frozen chosen, we've heard it said that God did not choose everybody, but that's a untruth. That's a half-truth presented as a whole truth, making it a untruth.
It says that God desires all to be saved, you know, and a lot of them say, well, but some of them won't be saved. But it's not our call, it's not mine, it's not yours, it's not anybody's right to judge other people. They don't know what's going to happen in their life. You don't know. You know, Jesus is the door. So when you come through the door, what he did on the cross, he crucified the first Adam, and they did away with everything that was against mankind. He rose again as a new creation, and we're in him. He's just like, it says we were talking about, I think it's 1 Corinthians 15, but 1 Corinthians somewhere, it says that one man, through one man, all sinned. And it says through another man, through the last Adam, all have been made righteous. And so, you know, the one was a living soul, Adam, and Jesus is a life-giving spirit. So Jesus is in us, so we have that life-giving spirit, the Prince of Peace. You have peace, it's all within you, but you have to claim these things and speak them forth no matter what's going on. You know, I mean, it may take a day, it may take a month to change your course. When I stopped drinking alcohol and stuff like that, it took me a while to get, you know, because my boat was going this way, and you get into a rut, and it's like, this is what you do every day for 10 years, or a party on the, you know, everybody's working for the weekend, and you're partying, or you want to party, whether you're at work or whatever. And sometimes we party to work, but you know, your whole life is a party, and so you have to get your mindset out of that party mindset, TV land, movie land, where you want to be like the movie stars who are, yeah, they need help, and come into what God has you planned, instead of this creature that you have made on your own with your own thoughts, who, I mean, your mom and dad and your teachers and everybody else helped you along believing this was you, and now you all of a sudden you realize, well, I was supposed to be Christ-like, no longer I that live, but Christ that lives through me, yet I live. And so how do I do this? And it takes a while and then everybody's saying different things about it and interpreting the word in a different way. That's why it's important to get in there and look at it from that God is good and his mercies endure forever, and not about somebody that is mad at you and is going to send you to hell. They almost made him like a mean Santa Claus. You're not going to receive any gifts, and you're going to go to hell on top of that. You know, you better, you know, make it a list, checking it twice. You better be good and not naughty. You better be nice. And it's like, you know, the whole thing is just a trip. God is not like that. God is love. Jesus came and he said, you seen me, you seen the Father. I laid down my life. No greater love has any man than to lay down his life for his brethren. No greater love. He laid down his life for us. The word says that we love him because he first loved us. Comments and views expressed on the Miracles on the Street show are the views of those who make them, and not necessarily reflect the views of Terry Young, Miracles on the Street, or any of its affiliates or sponsors.